Hi there, my name's Andrew Buse, and you are obviously watching this because you're looking for something. You're looking for an answer, you're looking for a way to do something a bit different. You may be looking for, it could be just a transformation, and you've come to the right place. So, who am I? I'm a bloke who used to play footy. I've coached many different teams. I've coached many different individuals to great success, and it's not as though those successes didn't come with some form of trial and tribulation. We always have that throughout our journey and our pathway. It's not always one way. It's not always just great fun and unicorns and singing kumbaya. So, bearing that in mind, that's how I coach. I make sure that you understand where you're coming from in all those facets. So, what did I do? I played 200 odd games at Geelong. I played 75 up in Brisbane. And as I said, I coached both junior level, senior level, and athletes of all different sorts and sizes, males, females, a lot. So what's about this program? What should we be looking for? And I kind of put it into categories. There are certain things that we would, pillars that I think are really important. And the only way we're going to get great results for you, whichever result it is that you're looking for. And I think firstly and foremostly, it has to be fun. And I played most of my professional sport using that as probably my primary driver. It had to be fun. It really had to be fun. I got paid for doing something I loved, but it certainly wasn't the driver. That wasn't the key reason that I went on to do what I did. It has to be simple. It's got to be simple. There's no other way to do it. If it's difficult, people will just throw it in. It can't be too hard. It just cannot be. It's got to be sustainable. If it's something that you think, wow, I could do this for the rest of my life, so be it, then that could be your choice. But it has to have that element to it. It's got to be results driven. There's just no way around it. It has to have a result. We have to tag it with some form of gauge, and that's a must. Another given is there has to be a learning element to it. It can't be that we just simply do something robotically. There has to be a learning element. There has to be a way to continue to find a better way to make it competitive. It also has to have a community support. It has to be people involved. It has to have a support mechanism to fall back on. When those dark times come, you've got to be able to go to a resource, go to a group and talk to them about your problem because someone else has probably already had it. So my passion, fitness and health. Wow, a sports person to be enjoying fitness and health. A lot of my mates don't. They've retired and they hung up their boots at 35, whatever their age, and decided that was the end of it. So no more fitness and fun for them. They ain't ready for nothing. A few of my mates, they're ready for the retirement home. Basically, that's where they're heading. So what's my role? Well, my role as a coach and the passion that I have burning within me is, I want to coach and be part of a team that'll impact, over 100 people. Over 100 people, get them in the best shape of their lives right now. So if you're midlife, or if you're early life, or if you're later in life, and you want to be in the best position or best condition you've been in ever, well, take it on. This could be your opportunity. This could be where you're tracking, where you're heading. And how are we going to do it? Well, my theory is, and it's always been, don't try and mess with nature. Nature always has its way. Nature's rule of 80-20. 80-20. It's always out there. Pareto's theorem. It's been proven. Look it up if you're unsure. But 80-20. So how do we do that? 80% nutrition, 20% fitness, 100% great attitude. That's the only way to do it. The only way I think it should be done. So it's got to be a can-do attitude. It has to be can-do. Because if you think you can, you're right. If you think you can't, you're also right. I try not to use too many cliches and quotes, but every now and again they pop in. I'll try and finish with a good one at the end. To begin, you've got to know your baseline. We've got to gauge it. We've got to look at weights and measurements and sizes and all the rest of it. It's important. Now, you don't have to show some of that stuff to me. You can keep it private because there will be a point in time when you'll use it to brag a little and just show where you've come from. So yeah, we'll take some of that information, or you will, but when it's time to release the Kraken, we will, and you'll be so proud of yourself. So what's there? What's where? So that's where an evolution comes out. You know, we evolve. We want this whole thing to evolve. We want you to evolve as a human being, and that's how I coach. I make sure that there's evolution. Once we've got that evolution, then we start tailoring and tweaking your program. It's very specific to you. You know, what you want to get out of this whole thing is whatever it is that you want. It's not what I say. It's not what the guy down the road says. It's not what your wife or husband or kids say. It's what you particularly want. And that's got to be like that. You are the driver. So how are we going to do that? How are we going to keep track of all this great stuff that's happening? All right. What you need to do, you need to go through a learning process, and you need to learn and understand how to debrief. Super important, super important. I did this in an early stage in my professional career when it was still amateur. You know, when the VFL was running around, we were being paid $200 a game in the early 80s. Not a lot of money, but we did it. And, you know, I used to drive to Melbourne and see a sports psych guy by the name of Lee Saxon. And early format of debriefing was simple. 3 things you wanted to change about your game. 3 things. Yep, that's all it was. So I've upgraded that, and we've changed it a little bit. We've begged bro steal a bit of information from different sources. And my standard method now is what worked, what didn't or isn't working. Okay, what's missing? That's so important, that one, what's missing. And then what we're going to implement. So then we also have a little bit of a peer assessment. Could be just from a coach, could be from someone you know close, could be someone who's just observing you and what you're up to. And we'll give that a rating. We always have a little rating system, but to be able to rate that, we have to have criteria. So we have a pretty harsh criteria, glowing at one end, very harsh down the bottom end. And that creates our action plan. And that's what we need. Because if you ain't in action, you're drifting. So you're either drifting or you're in action. And not one or the other. It's one or the other. It's not both. It's not in between. It's not I'm just pausing. It's one or the other. Okay, my 20-odd years as a coach has seen many successes. But as I said earlier, I've seen many dark times too. Things haven't worked. We've had to work through failures to maintain a way of working forward. So how I would like to do that with you. How would I like to do that with you? Well, I tell you what, you give me a call, you inbox me, you message me, you get in touch with me. We will book you in for a free wellness evaluation. The number is, and it will be on the bottom here, it is 0498 544 381. Give me a call, touch base, text me, we'll book you in. It's free. It costs nothing. You just might find out a little bit about yourself. Yes, we do sell products, but I can assure you this is professional. This is the way I operate. My reputation's on the line, and that's how I will deal with it. I'm going to have fun. I'm going to enjoy it. I want you to have the same experience. Good luck. Want to hear from you.